If you hear some of these things when you start in law enforcement, or you've actually internalized them and believe some of this stuff, you're going to have to change your mindset. You're going to have to change your opinion. Or if you're new, you're just going to have to let it go in one ear and out the other. Hey, what's going on? My name is Scott, and I help keep police officers alive and well. Recently, I turned in my gear after working nearly 15 years sworn, and I was starting to reflect on the career, and I was picking the brain of some of the guys I started with, and we kind of agreed on certain things that were just bad advice for us. And one of the first things I remembered from a friend who told me that there were training officers that would say to their rookies, forget everything you learned in the academy. Why would you do that? There are very good instructors that teach you very good things at the academy. Not every bit of information at the academy is specific to the police department where you work, but the information you learn at the academy is valuable. Remember it. It's a good foundation to get started. And then your training officers are there to help develop you as a person and as an officer, so that you can do well for the department and, more importantly, the city or the county or the town, wherever you work. So when they say, hey, forget everything you learned in the academy, forget what they said about forgetting what you learned in the academy. The next thing I remember being told a lot, actually, and surprisingly during my first year, was I started out in good shape. I had a size 36 waist. I was training jujitsu. I was working out a lot and doing cardio. And I remember a lot of older officers say, hey, yeah, in 10 years, accept it. Your waist is going to double. I didn't have to listen to that. And then if anything, I took it as a challenge to maintain my physical conditioning throughout the career. In fact, at the 11-year mark in the career, I actually went down a waist size. So if someone says, hey, accept it, you're going to get out of shape. No, that's not true. And never listen to that lazy voice in your mind that says, go home, sit on the couch and do nothing. Or on your days off before going into shift, when you know that's your time to work out, or you do have time to work out because you need to make the time for it, you hear that voice say, come on, just grab fast food and head on into work, or grab fast food on your days off and sit on the couch and watch TV. Heck no. Physical fitness is absolutely imperative for job performance, and it is a very healthy way to cope with the stress, demands, and trauma you can face on the job as working as a police officer. The next thing is, and one of my friends brought this point up to me, he heard from veteran officers, don't try to make any changes around here. One of the worst things you could hear is, this is the way we've always done it, and this is the way it's going to be. Look, policing evolves, people evolve, society evolves. Police departments and police officers have to be willing to adapt to the way things are changing, so that they can continue to keep their cities, their towns, their counties safe, but also be effective police officers. And you can make changes in your department. Like my good friend Ernie Stevens, retired from San Antonio Police Department. He helped start the mental health response unit down there, and they've been very effective. It's actually featured in an HBO documentary that won an Emmy Award. You never know what you can be a part of. So when someone tells you you can't make changes or you're not going to bring about change, your department existed. Crime existed before you started, and it will continue when you leave. But along the way, when you're there, you can make some changes. And it might not have to be with your department. You can make a change with just one person you interact with, and it doesn't have to be anything major. Another friend who I started in 2007 with reminded me that sometimes veteran officers would tell the new officers to rely on off-duty money as a source of income to help finance a house, to help finance a car purchase. Forget that. That off-duty money should only be extra money that you're not burning yourself out over to earn it. And everything you budget has to be from your paycheck or other streams of income you have, such as rental property, or if you do a landscaping business or you sell tangible products, like if you're good in woodworking or stuff like that. That's how you budget. You should never budget off duty, because you ultimately have no control on whether or not that off-duty job will be available. And I have seen officers fight back tears because an off-duty job they relied on so heavily got canceled like that. Never, ever budget off-duty money. Another thing is, sometimes you'll hear older officers say, all your friends will be police officers and all your friends need to be police officers because nobody else can be trusted. That is horrible. In fact, I say for your mental sanity, you need to have friends and groups outside of law enforcement, or else you just become so overinvested and consumed by it, it's not going to have a good effect for your life, which eventually law enforcement comes to an end. It's not who you are. Another bad piece of advice I received, I remember I was touring a county jail whenever I was in a program that helped those who were interested in getting into law enforcement. And the law enforcement officer said, Never ever talk about what you do with your family. Now, for a few years when I was working as a police officer, I strictly obeyed this. If something was bothering me when I got home, I didn't talk about it. And then finally, one time I saw someone who had successfully taken their own life, unfortunately, and it was very sad and heartbreaking. I had to open up to my wife about it. I said, I've got to talk to you about this. And if you watch my videos, you know the story I'm talking about. But your family should be supportive. And you should be able to share, without giving away any confidential matters or bothering them too much. You should be able to talk to them about it. If you're bothered by something, or if you did something good on the job, yeah, you should be able to talk about it. Don't feel like you just have to keep it all away from them. They're your family. Another horrible piece of advice, I should have mentioned this earlier in the video, is drink to cope with the stress. You do not want to ever rely on alcohol as a means of coping. It can lead to horrible physical and mental effects that are just detrimental. Mood swings, fluctuations in weight, liver damage, ruined relationships, and much, much more. And last but not least, I know some are going to disagree with me on this one, but overall, your police administration is not out to get you. If you do what you're told, if you follow the policy, obey the law, you're acting in good heart, good head on your shoulders, chances are your administration, even though they may come out with policies and rules and may approach things in ways that you disagree with, it's not like they're targeting you. Now, are there those times when you disagree with them, you make it known, and then, yeah, they get upset with you and they might reassign you? Yeah, that could happen. I get it. But overall, for all police officers, you just can't say the blanketed statement, the administration is out to get us. I don't always agree with that one. They may be bad managers, they may be bad leaders, but I don't agree with the ill intent of they're out to get us. You know the saying, people don't quit jobs, they quit people. So if you're really unhappy where you are and you can't get away from this administration that you just can't stand so bad, like focus in on what you can do, what you can control. And that's the work you enjoy doing as a police officer. But if you still can't escape this administration that's just so awful, then leave, please. It's not worth your health. So that's just some of the things that came to mind, and some of my friends who started at the same time as me that we heard along the way, is particularly when we started. I don't want you to listen to it. Be solid in who you are. Know why you're doing what you're doing. You can make a difference. Policing is still a noble profession, but this whole thing about accept the fact you're going to gain weight, it's no big deal to get divorced, forget everything you learned in the police academy, drink when you're having problems, forget all of that. Take care of yourself, be healthy, and click right here to the left for your quick survival guide, and then click on the right because YouTube says it's the next best video for you to watch. Take care of yourself, and may God bless.